Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kimberly Hoyt, and I am the Division Director of Online Technologies for the Online Academics team at Corinthian Colleges. I've prepared a short multimedia presentation on learning objects in online education as the online academic team endeavors to use technology and innovation to live by CCI's values, achieve CCI's goals, and reach CCI's mission. Some very specific questions come to mind. How can CCI leverage the online learning environment and technology to meet student needs? How can CCI identify characteristics of successful students, of at-risk students, of effective instructors? How can it identify what factors influence learning, or identify effectiveness of curriculum, or identify effectiveness of learning objects? The online academic team currently uses 4 systems to manage information: instructor and student enrollments, course curriculum, and the online learning environment itself. Haiku is a customized system used to manage faculty, student, and course data. OES is used to manage system errors and reporting. OES also manages the section placement and course enrollments in eCollege. The .next version of eCollege platform functions as the learning environment and uses enterprise reporting tools to transmit grades and attendance. While the current technologies enable a smooth transition and collection of student, faculty, and course-related data, there are some significant gaps in CCI's existing technological capabilities. CCI would greatly benefit from a learning object repository, but it is the concept of learning objects in online education that will be the focus of this overall presentation. The building, using, and reusing of learning objects can have a great potential impact on online education from the inception of their development. The development of learning objects is in many ways the first step in building and populating a learning object repository. Once learning objects are embedded in online curriculum, the power of the learning object repository and any future data analytics tools will eventually be felt. So, what are learning objects? How are they used in online education? Why are they important? How are they developed and used? What are the barriers to their development? How are they tracked and reused? And what is their potential impact on student learning? In 2000, David Wiley stated in Connecting Learning Objects to Industrial Design Theory that learning objects currently hold the position of technology of choice in the next generation of instructional design, development, and delivery because of its potential reusability, generativity, adaptability, and scalability. Wiley provided an extensive discussion regarding the definition of learning objects. The IEEE definition, any entity, digital or non-digital, which can be used, reused, or referenced during technology-supported learning, is too broad for applications in online learning. So throughout this presentation, I'll be using the working definition: any digital resource that can be reused to support learning. Wiley also offered examples and definition of 5 distinct learning object types. Fundamental learning object types, which serve to exhibit or act as an example. Combined closed object types, which are single purpose, providing either instruction or practice. Combined open, which create a complete instructional unit. Generative presentation, which are used to create presentations for use in references, instruction, practice, and testing. And generative instructional, which support abstract instructional strategies. The following are all examples of learning objects used in today's online learning environment: sound clips, instructive how-to screen captures, recorded discussion panels, recorded guest speakers, embedded ebooks, embedded slideshow presentations, simulations, interactive objects, and links to resources such as websites and documents. In the following slides, I've provided examples and screenshots of many of them. This example was taken directly from an online orientation. By clicking on the picture or the link below it, students are introduced to the online learning environment. Each week of the orientation, there are videos that introduce and highlight for students the topics being covered in that unit. Video, flash elements, and screenshots from online courses can be used to highlight important concepts like technical standards and learning activities. These videos provide real Corinthian employees an opportunity to reach out and connect to students. And these videos provide a means for explaining exactly what students will be doing and how the online learning environment works. Visuals and text are used to highlight things students need to know, like how to navigate their online classroom. Embedded slideshows walk students through each lesson, which are navigated through by the student clicking on the screen when the student is ready to move on to the next slide. Even ebook readers can be embedded directly into the eCollege platform as content items, enabling students to read course-related materials without having to leave their online classroom. Interactive lessons are available within the courses themselves, enabling students to read through lessons at their own pace. They can examine case studies that serve to highlight the learning outcomes, or allow the student to take notes as they go, and even look up unfamiliar words. Presentations can come with recorded narratives that the students interact with by clicking on the slide when they're ready to move on. Presentations can be used to explain how to do something with the controls, enabling the student to stop and start the presentation at will, embedded in the presentation itself. Students can hear the presentation in this example as the presenter moves the mouse over the Start button, locating the arrow that shows all programs, selecting the specific program of interest, in this case Microsoft Office, and finding the application of interest, in this case Microsoft Office Word 2007. Lessons that address specific learning topics can be embedded within the courses themselves, enabling guest presenters and discussion panels to share their ideas with students. By bringing in recorded interviews, guest speakers provide valuable insight into course materials and help personalize the student learning experience. Learning objects can be used to create a consistent presentation of course content. Checklists for tracking weekly learning assignments and activities, reading reminders, and at-a-glance access to weekly resources.